Phone. Hopefully, this is a reference point. What? Oh no, I think I can manage. Pretty okay. But I haven't known Josh as long as Matt, or even as long as John. Josh and I went to high school together. We first met in a writing workshop class, actually writing a poem about a prostitute that got published in the school paper. Who would have known the school liked it so much? I don't know. We next became friends in a random 3-on-3 basketball tournament our school was hosting. Just added to the bond. Somehow we actually managed to win our game against the varsity team, even with the crutch of having Jason Delaney on the team. I don't even know how we did lose the next game. We did lose the next game, but we got one, and we'll always talk about that one. But so let me look at the phone here to make sure I get everything.
Awesome.
Awesome. That's awesome.
Don't forget to pick up milk.
And then, oh, that's right. The next big thing Josh and I really bonded on. You know, we kind of got into sports. Matt said he played some sports, but you know, the other thing everybody knew Josh was kind of a nerd. You know, how could he not be? Look at his brothers. I mean, come on. He was destined for nerdery. It was just going to happen. One thing most people didn't know about me, though, was that I was kind of a closet nerd. You kind of had to be back then. It wasn't as cool to be a nerd as it is now. I was over at Matt's playing Dungeons and Dragons. Sweet game. Everyone should try it. So yeah, Chris gets me over and hooked up playing Dungeons and Dragons with Matt. We're over there, I don't know, probably a good full year. And then all of a sudden one day Josh shows up. Meanwhile, I don't know their brothers at all. I don't even know they know each other. Josh shows up, looks at me, and he's like, "Wait, dude, what are you doing here?" I'm like, "What are you doing here?" I knew you were a nerd. I thought he was maybe just coming to play Dungeons and Dragons because it's my brother's house. And he thought I just played basketball, and he's like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "I'm kind of a nerd too." He's like, "Wait, what? You're a nerd and you play sports?" And I'm like, "Wait, what? You're a nerd and you play sports? We should hang out more." It definitely grew from there. Josh ended up a little bit of distance there when he was in college. That was more him and John's story than mine. But he ended up coming back. His brother ended up letting him live there. It was Matt for a nice little while. We got to rebond the friendship. I think that was just long enough until Heather got sick of that. A little bit too many adventures in the Martin household, and I was like, we were done. And then he got to move in with John, a little bit more of John's story. We had some good times there, I think, until the old lady decided they needed to get out of that house. And then Josh found another house. I think we all ended up knowing that one as Five Royce. It didn't start out as popular as this now. Let's not kid ourselves. It ended up with Josh, Travis, and Kyle, and the Nerd Layer. Like, that's no other way to put it. There were 3 computers, I think, sitting right in the living room. I don't think girls were allowed. It was, but then we got lucky, and Kyle ended up having to move on to bigger and better things. So then they needed some third chunk to pay the rent, and I was like, all right, I guess so. Then I moved in, and then it became at least a Nerd Layer / party house. So we got to have a little bit of mixture until Travis got sick of us having the party house, and he had to leave. Then we got lucky. We had an unfortunate roommate. We got a lucky roommate, Andrew Barber, and we couldn't have had a better blend of 3 guys. Couldn't have had a better blend. And everybody knows it. The 3 of us guys, we bonded with the people upstairs. We had Lauren and her sister and all the other girls and Kim and so many people inside. And then Austin, it just couldn't have been better. Couldn't have been a better mix. Perfect time in our lives for the fun that we were having. In Five Royce, we'd go out to the bars all the time, the clubs, dancing. Became Five Royce because of this man over here, Chris Cool. Yeah. They became a local legend because of that man, Chris Cool, right there. And we all knew it, and Chris would announce us coming to the bar. You'd see 15, 20 people every time Five Royce showed up, minimum. Chris Cool would announce it, everyone would know, all right, clear the dance floor because it's Five Royces. And that's how we roll, and that's how they met. we went down to Chase's one night. Hey, look at this bachelor party that our other friends are there. Katie happened to be there for the bachelorette party, and we rolled in with our 5 boys crew. And Josh comes over and he says, "Ew, this girl, you." He had had a couple drinks at that point. And I was like, "Dude, yeah, I know her. I've known Katie for quite a few years. You know, not as well as I know Josh, but I've known Katie a long time." And it's really funny because there's a lot of us that got to know both of them separately. And I don't think there's one of us that would have said, "All right, let's match those two up." But it didn't take more than 3 seconds after they met, and the rest of us were like, "Wow, they are destined to be together." Not even a question. And Josh got to grow up brothers. I myself, only child, but there's nobody I'd rather call my brother than this guy right here. Always been my brother. He always will be. He's the uncle to my daughter. And Katie, likewise, you're the aunt to my daughter. It's just fantastic. And I'm proud I gotta say this once, because I consider you family. J-Mart, Kmart, I love it. What a great combination. Everybody loves it. I know this girl loves it. Alright, it's the one and only time. I had to say it, Katie. I'm sorry. I had to say it one time. Let it go. That's it. I get the one. She gave me the one. No more Kmart's. Nobody else gets to say it. I said it. Shut up. But in all seriousness, there's not one of us here that doesn't know you guys are going to make it to the end. You guys are destined to be together. I love you. To Josh and Katie. Awesome.
Big round of applause. Great speech.